The Press Secretary, Hogan Gidley. Hogan, welcome to Faith Nation.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be with you.
Those chants, of course, receiving a lot of attention today, even criticism from fellow Republicans. Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger saying the chant was ugly and it would send chills down the spines of our founding fathers. Today, President Trump agreed, saying that he wasn't happy with it.
So he wasn't happy with it. He also said he didn't like it. And he said, when asked if these chants happen again at a rally, what will you do? And he said, I'll do everything I can to stop it. I mean, it's very clear that action, that chant was wrong. The president made that known to the world today. We received a lot of questions about it, of course, since last night. We got in late yesterday evening. We talked about it on the plane, and he knew that was wrong. And so he told everybody that he felt as though it was something he wasn't happy about. I mean, the conversation had taken a turn at that point. He wanted to try and outline exactly what these congresswomen had done over the last several years, the history of anti-Semitic remarks, the history of comments about how horrible they think this country is. And then it was a little sidetracked, but, you know, he disavowed it, and we're moving on.
Hogan, some of his critics are saying that he should have, right there in that moment, he should have stopped, he should have shut down the chant. What do you say to those critics?
It's never good enough for the critics. But listen, I was in the room. It was tough to know what they were chanting for quite some time. I think it's a 12-second spread there. But when he caught what they were saying, he told me, he said, I just wanted to push right through. You saw him stoic. He didn't stand back and nod in agreement or laugh. He knew that was a serious moment, but he wanted to continue with his message. And the message has been very clear that there is a group in this country on the left that is so ungrateful and so disrespectful to a country that has offered them more opportunity than they could ever get anywhere on the planet. I mean, if you think about it, Ilhan Omar is a refugee, now an American citizen, and a congresswoman. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez got financial aid to go to college and then was a bartender and now is in Congress. How is that not a great story? How is this not the greatest country in the history of the planet? I mean, I talked to Ben Carson about this yesterday, and I don't want to betray a secret conversation, but he said, listen, Hogan, I came from abject poverty. I actually saw serious, sincere, debilitating racism, but I didn't let it stop me. He turned into a world-renowned neurosurgeon, and now he's a cabinet member for a president of the United States. He's not the victim here. He's the victor. He still thinks this country is amazing despite the hardships. And I will say, all nations experience dark days and dark times. That's not unique to America. That happens across the globe. What is unique to America is that we come out stronger, more together, and better on the backside of that adversity. And that American way of life, it makes us a beacon of hope, and a beacon of love, and a beacon of greatness across this planet.
Hogan, final question. To the point of his supporters, the economy is booming, the labor market is strong, yet we're talking about racism in this chant. How much does this concern you as we head into 2020?
Well, I obviously can't talk too much about 2020 and Hatch Act and everything else because I'm not on the campaign. But what I can tell you is what this administration wants to do is take the message directly to the American people of just how much we've been able to accomplish and how this administration, with the president at the head, has turned around a country that was facing horrible economic conditions. It's now seeing record highs. Unemployment is incredible numbers for African Americans, Asian Americans, Hispanic Americans. Women now are employed in record numbers for the first time in like 50 years. Wages are going up. I mean, the story we have to tell is so good, and we're so excited about it. Right. And that's what the president wants to focus on here. But the greatness of this country is going to be a pillar of this campaign, because when you have comments coming from the left, like AOC, that this place is garbage, and from Ilhan Omar laughing off Al-Qaeda and saying in the 9/11 attack somebody did something, that's a serious difference in the vision of what this country is. And when we chant USA, it offends a lot on the left because they just don't like what this country is, and that's a shame because it's the greatest place ever devised.
Well, Hogan, we're just going to have to leave it there, but we'd love to have you come back to talk to us again.
Anytime.